Hello everyone, I'm MisterFrisco. Welcome to my real estate podcast. Let's embark on this exciting journey together. Today on my podcast, Frisco Housing Market Insight, we'll talk about how important HR is with my guest, John Payne, with Insperity, and you will find out why everyone is talking about Frisco.
Meet Mr. Frisco, a realtor selling residential real estate in Frisco and far North Dallas. As a former professional athlete, track and field, and strength and conditioning coach, Mr. Frisco immigrated to the USA 20 years ago with $50 in his pocket, a suitcase, and zero English to pursue the American dream and build a successful real estate business. Hardworking, persistent, customer service, and detail-oriented, Mr. Frisco strives to secure a smooth closing on his client's biggest investment, their home. He puts his experience and knowledge to serve his clients the best way possible. Building his business by referral allows him to maintain relationships with his clients and serve them even after the transaction is closed. This is Frisco Realty News with Mr. Frisco.
So let's start with some insights about the Frisco housing market. In Frisco's real estate market this October, you will notice some interesting trends. Home prices are going up, which is great news for if you're a seller, but buyers should be prepared for a competitive market. However, with the challenge in buying a home Frisco, there are some unique factors at play. So it's important to stay informed to make the best real estate decision. So home prices in Frisco on the rise. In October, the typical home in Frisco had a median price of $680,000, a 13.3% increase compared to the last year. And moreover, just within a month from September to October, there has been a 1.9% rise in home prices. This suggests that the real estate market in Frisco is expecting significant growth, which can benefit sellers, but may require buyers to budget accordingly. Choosing from fewer homes is an issue for the buyers. Currently, there are only 326 houses available for sale, which is 16.4% fewer than the number available last year. Additionally, this figure has decreased by 5.2% in just 1 month from September to October. This limited inventory of homes suggests a competitive market where buyers may need help finding the right property. Slower sales and stronger price. That's a paradigm shift. We have seen 139 homes sold in October, up 12.6% decrease compared to the number of homes sold last year. Moreover, sales have slowed down by 16.3% since September. Despite the decline in sales, home prices in the area have continued to rise just because of the low inventory. Homes are taking longer to sell lately. Sellers selling houses is taking a bit more time these days. On average, homes are on the market for 22 days, which is 1 day longer than September, and it is but longer than the last year when the median days on the market was like 4 days. This means that homes are staying available for buyers for a little longer than before, and they have more time to think and choose. The pending sales are still going down. There is a noticeable drop in homes waiting to be sold. Pending sales are down 21% from last year and have decreased by 31.9% since September, hinting at a market slowdown. It's a seller's market with just a little bit over 2 months of inventory on the market. It's still a good time for sellers, even though the supply is slightly lower than the last year and last month. This snapshot gives you a sense of the current trends in Frisco's housing market. keep these insights in mind whether you buy or selling it this month. So it's time now for my guest, John Payne with Insperity, a company that offers HR solutions. Hi, John. Thanks for attending my podcast.
My pleasure.
Great to have you. Thanks for taking time. I know that your time is valuable, so I appreciate it. But I believe that people would like to know more about HR business and what's important for the companies to have an HR involved in the organization. First, how did you get in this business? What made you choose HR?
Well, I'd been in the HR space for pretty much my entire career. Been selling into it from whether it be applicant tracking systems, compliance screening, background screening, and things like that. And Insperity came along, and it was an opportunity to kind of bring all of that experience and knowledge together to an industry leader. And that was a pretty compelling opportunity. And that was about 3.5 years ago. And it's been a fun journey so far, and just looking to finish it out.
All right. Well, why Insperity? What attracted you in this company?
Well, it's a company that really is targeting small businesses. And small businesses are really the engine of our economy. And small businesses have unique challenges that Insperity has a very nice tool set to provide them. And the Insperity kind of creed is we help businesses succeed so that communities can prosper, with the idea being that if you can help the small businesses and give them the opportunity to compete with some of the larger companies from a resource standpoint and from an asset standpoint, those small businesses can thrive. And consequently, then, the communities that they are within will do better. And that was a pretty compelling idea. And then the tool set that they bring to these small companies is a very, very good one that they need. And it's one that they don't really like to deal with. So it's a good fit for those small businesses.
What does exactly Insperity offer for these small businesses? Because small businesses, they're backbone of the economy.
Correct.
And the middle class.
Correct.
And lately, especially, they struggle. What exactly Insperity offers for them? Because not many people are very familiar with the HR.
Correct.
So.
And nobody goes into business to run an HR department. I mean, that's the last thing anybody does. So what happens is a small business owner goes into business for himself because he's got a passion for something, building widgets, plumbing, electrical, or whatnot. He's got a passion for that. And after a while, he has a degree of success and finds that he's now dealing with, 10 or 15 employees. And with the more employees you have, the more problems that get presented to you. And Insperity brings a tool set that allows that small business owner to not have to focus on the HR side of the business. They can concentrate on what they do well and turn over the compliance and all of the HR issues that come along with that to us, so that we can take on that burden and share in those liabilities. And when I say share in the liabilities, we actually do share in their liabilities. We'll share in the workers' comp, the unemployment. So if somebody files a workers' compensation claim, they typically will file it against us, and we take the responsibility of running all that down and shielding the employee, or the employer, from those liabilities. So it really is us stepping in to help them share some of the liabilities that the small business owner faces. And we're a Fortune, I guess not quite a Fortune 500 company. We're about a $6 billion company. So we've got a lot of resources that we can bring to bear, but it allows the smaller client of ours to focus on what they do best and not worry about the HR side of things.
Okay. Would you please tell the audience more about Insperity? How big you said you are?
We're about a $6 billion company.
Is it a private company or it's
no,
public?
It's a public company. We went public in 1997. We were formed in 1986 by a couple of gentlemen working out of their garage. And today they have grown the company to about $6 billion, taken it public, and the two people who started the company still run the company. So to have somebody have a vision, grow the company, take it public, and then 20 years later still be running the company, I guess almost 30 years later, still be running the company is pretty astounding. But they've got a great vision, they've got a great model, and they've got a great product that is really growing fairly significantly still.
Yeah, with that time on the market and the success for that year. So apparently you have a unique culture. As an HR, I know that HR is one of the part of fostering and building a culture on a work space. What's your part in building culture for these small businesses?
Sure.
Because I personally believe that culture in a business is very important to lead to the success of the company.
Absolutely. Every company is going to have a culture, and the culture is either going to be one that you build by design or is there by default. All right? Typically, building it by design is going to be a better result. I mean, you've got companies like Southwest Airlines, Trader Joe's, HEB that have wonderful company cultures. And those types of cultures don't come about just haphazardly. They're intentional. And we will help a company, create the culture that they're looking for. And we do this by, whenever you sign up with us, you'll get a performance management advisor, okay, a performance management specialist. And that person will help you with culture surveys to get an understanding of, what is the culture of that company right now. And, as we're coming out of a pandemic, a lot of companies are having challenges getting people back to work. We'll come in and we'll help them structure policies that will be employer friendly to kind of, mitigate any of the problem areas. But we'll be able to, help them identify areas of concern, areas that may be festering just under the surface and need to be addressed. So, I mean, that's one of the ways that we help build a culture. Companies don't necessarily need to pay the highest wages to retain their employees. So a lot of companies will use companies like ours as an attraction and retention tool. All right? We'll help you bring in people and retain them. And we do that just by, creating a culture that is environmentally friendly, that people like to go into. And it's recognition programs, it's a good time off program or policy. There's a variety of things that are involved in creating that employer of choice type of culture.
What's the most common issues small business encounter on the HR side, by your experience?
Well, I mean that's a big bucket. A lot of it is training. A lot of it is setting up a type of program so that when somebody comes in, they feel like they've got a career path. People would like to know that they can stay someplace for a while and have some career advancement. And so to be able to help a company with a career path for each position, it allows them to attract employees who know that they're coming into a company that has a career path of advancement for them. So that's one of the big issues. Some of the big issues are, I just don't know how to write an employee manual or a policy book. And without a good policy manual, you don't deal from a position of strength if you have any employee issues. If you can't point to an employee policy that they're violating, it's very hard.
It's a part of the culture.
Yeah, it's very, very true. So it's a big bucket of a lot of little things like that, but those are the types of things that the person who went into business on their own didn't go into business to do those kinds of things. And that's where we step in and can help them.
Can you think of an example of something challenging that you had to deal recently, and how you did it through the Insperity? Some employment challenging.
Yeah, we had a company that was looking to expand, and they wanted to expand into another state, and they weren't quite sure, how do we go about doing that? How do we go about understanding, is the pay that we're paying here in Dallas going to be the same if we went into, somewhere in Oklahoma? And part of the services that we offer is we'll do salary compensation surveys for you and find out in the market that you're looking to expand into, what is it going to take to pay to be competitive, and what are the requirements to open up an office there? And those are the types of things that we do as part of our service to the customer. So, it was the challenge of finding out what do we need to do to be competitive going into a new market. What do we need to do to open the office in the new market? What kind of compliance issues are we going to face from a regulation standpoint and so forth? And those are the kinds of things that we bring to the table to help them, as a small business tries to grow.
So we are. I actually am done with the questions. Is there anything that you think I missed and we would like to talk about?
No, I think I will say that one of the things that were popular about our company is that we bring medical benefits to the table as well. And as a small company, the average size company that we deal with is roughly 25 employees. Okay, we'll go down to 4, and we'll go up to several thousand. But for the 25 or 30 person company to have good medical benefits at times is very challenging. And as a company, we are able to bring them into our pool of roughly 300,000, and we can provide them with a more stable medical benefit cost. And so what happens a lot is companies will join us because of the benefits that we can bring them. But then they stay with us because they realize all the other things from the HR perspective that we're bringing them. So sometimes they're attracted by the attractive medical benefits, and as we're going through the renewal season right now, companies are being shocked by some of the renewal rates. So they'll test us through that, but then they realize of all the other services that we're bringing is why they tend to renew with us.
All right. Well, if somebody needs your service, how can they reach you out?
They can reach me at John, JOHN.Payne, Payne, at Insperity.com, INSPERITY.com.
All right. Well, thank you, John.
Victor, thank you. I appreciate
this. To have you, and for sure our audience is going to enjoy the interview. And
I hope so.
The information you provided, because there are a lot of small businesses needing help. So, guys,
yes, they do.
If you need HR help, John is here for you.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it very much.
Thank you very much. And now, why everyone is talking about Frisco? It's a city buzzing with energy, growth, and endless opportunities. Frisco is growing faster than almost any other city in America, and people everywhere are noticing its sparkle. Let's find out why everyone's talking about Frisco and what makes living, working, and playing in Frisco so special. Frisco loves businesses and keeps its doors wide open for them. It makes everything easy and welcoming for them. Great leaders are friendly tax system and smart, ready-to-work people make companies shine here. Big names like Keurig, Dr. Pepper, and T-Mobile have already chosen Frisco as their home because it's a place where businesses can really grow. In addition, Frisco's prime location in the heart of North Texas and its excellent transportation infrastructure make it an ideal choice for businesses looking to expand their reach. Frisco became a playground for tech and IT businesses. Tech minds find a special home in Frisco. It's a place buzzing with fresh tech ideas, loaded with companies and over 200 startups that are ready to change the world. Existing tech companies like Magnify have set up a shop here, filling Frisco with innovation and energy. Frisco's thriving tech community has transformed the city into a hub for cutting-edge technology and managed for the top talent from all over the world. Frisco became a place where sports spirit shines. Sports fans get ready to cheer. Frisco is the home of famous sports teams like the Dallas Cowboys and the Dallas Stars. And that's not all. The PGA of America has just moved in, making the city even more exciting for sports lovers. Plus, the city's state-of-the-art facilities like the Ford Center at the Star and the Dr. Pepper Ballpark make it a popular destination for sports tournaments and events. Frisco turned to a city where there is room for every dream to grow. In Frisco, every business, big or small, finds a place to shine. There is plenty of room, whether you need a fancy office or a cool spot that's ready for anything. Frisco is all about helping everyone find just the right place to succeed. Frisco is more than just a city. It's a lively experience filled with growth, community, and lots of fun. Discover why everyone's talking about Frisco and stay updated by joining us in exciting journey of life in Frisco. Thank you for joining me on this episode, and before we sign off, don't forget to subscribe to my podcast and share it with friends and family who may benefit from the information. Your support means a lot to me. Until next time, and happy investing and house hunting.
you.